Hi, welcome to Art Draw. Today I'm going to draw the Green Ranger from Power Rangers. So let's go in there. I'm going to do an upper body shot, sort of like the arms coming up here, torso here, legs tapering out down this way. So if I go up around this area, I'm going to draw the Green Ranger's helmet. So what we'll do is just start off with a little diamond in the upper area of the helmet. So just go in there, just draw a little diamond, and from that I'm going to go backwards up this way. So just grab the pen, just flow it backwards, cut in a bit there, and actually what I'll do is just come downwards from that as well. So you've got that nice little effect, almost like a little fin at the top of the helmet area. This then cuts out to the right this way, so here, just out like that. And then on the other side, probably around there, just cuts in like that. And it's almost like that sort of snake, reptilian effect on the top of the helmet. So we're gonna just bump it out here. And at the back, this side, we're just gonna bump it out that way. And this bit comes down where the eyes are, so sort of cuts in here, so a nice little line there, and a line that sort of goes into the center point there, and one in the middle there. And coming down this way, I'm going to continue this line here. I'm going to come inwards here, sort of blend it into that point there. Then at the center point there, just going to kind of cut in around this way here, downwards there, and then the eye is around this way actually on this side, so just going to draw a little oval point there. Let's maybe just leave a little bit of white there just for the light bouncing off it, draw that in there, and then the under part sort of comes along, cuts underneath that eye like that, and just swooshes in down that way there. You can see a little bit of the other eye over this side, so let's fill in a bit there, maybe just pop it in there. Maybe again we'll just leave a little bit, that area kind of pops underneath there. And then we can just come downwards here to the top of the visor, so just down like that there. And on this side, it's going to come downwards here, so draw the edge of that mask down like that. So we've got those outer parts. What we can do now is just draw the edge point just above the visor here. So come downwards there to a point, and then come out, sort of swing it around a bit there, and then it comes down like the visor area, clips up a little way there, around there like that, and up here. It's got that nice little visor point in. Again, we can have a little bit of light bouncing off it, so maybe a bit there, sort of chipping away, put a couple of lines in here. In that middle section, I'll just get me chunky pen, just fill this in, fill the visor in. Nice to ink it in. There we go, so it looks like I've got a little bit of light just on the edge of it. There's a little lip sort of here, comes around, and actually sort of like the teeth element, so it's going to come around there, from the middle there, come around, up, bring it around, down, and then just over here we'll come upwards there a little bit, and then this sort of clips down, so just a couple of little lines in there. And we've got the little sort of zigzags in here for the teeth, so we're just going to go up and down a bit around there. Kind of goes round the side, and the same sort of thing round here. So just do a nice little zigzag pattern, maybe just a little hint of that there. That's all we need to do. It looks really effective. Now I'm going to come down to about here where the chin is, so I'll just mark that on the picture. So the chin is probably about, I reckon, there. And we'll just scoop the pen around to the edge of that mask there. And then there's a little sort of dink that comes out there, and then we'll curve that around to the edge of the mask there. Now I've got the mouth area around here, so I'm gonna just draw a nice line up around here. And then we frame it, so we come around either side of there, around here, and just join it up. A little bit of an edge, just a bit of detail there. Maybe just an inner edge to kind of show it's 3D just going in here. And then we put one of those sort of fairly serious looking lips in there. So just like curve the pen around a bit, a little bit underneath. I think that's all we really need to do. We've got that mask looking pretty good. Okay, so the Green Ranger's got this cool sort of shoulder pad element. It comes down to a chest area. So what I will do is sort of just fill the neck here. So just come down this way here, curve it in and out that way there. And then I've got the sort of elements of the shoulder pads. I've got one big curve that goes here. I've got another curve there, and this sort of flows down this way here. And then I'm going to go over to the right. So I'm going to sort of bump it 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this side, I'm going to bump it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come in a bit there. I'm going to bring this in, nice curve to this central, there's kind of like a central diamond here. And on this side, we'll come in from here. We'll bring the pen round. There we go, like that. Center of the chest, there's a diamond, so I think it kind of comes up from about this point here to this point here. So just draw a nice diagonal line in there. Then we come down, I think, to this point here. So we'll just draw in a nice diagonal line there. This then comes down to about, let's think, probably about here. So we'll just join that there. And then we'll just match up these, we'll just join these elements. So just bring your pen down, join it up there. This bit's slightly 3D, so what we do, we just put a little line there. From the top here, we just join up there. And then as we go down this way, we just clip it down to there. These parts here, we can just draw a little bit of detail now. So all it does is sort of swoosh down to this central point. So we're gonna go, pop a line here, just sort of swoosh it in, just a few little lines that taper in. It can be nice and loose. It always helps with the energy of our pictures. You know, you don't have to be super detailed, just give an impression that that's there. And on this side, we come down, sort of this side here, nice swoosh here. Another one around here, like another in there, just taper it in. Another one around there, taper it in. Another there, and we'll just taper that in as well. In the center here, I've got a cool little diamond effect again, so I've just got to sort of pipe it almost. So just going to put some lines in, one there, come down this way, like this. I'm going to come down again, down this way, just block in a couple of times with the pen to sort of beef your line up. Go, and then there's little like cross elements there, and then maybe just a few little, it's like little trident sort of little elements there. Just on the neck, it's very white and green on the picture, so just draw in a little bit there to mark that. Cool, okay, that's that bit done. Let's have a look at the, I think, the torso. So sort of chest and torso here will come down from about this corner here. So I'm just gonna grab my pen, sort of draw like the rib cage area, swoosh down to a little torso. We've got a belt here. And on this side, I'm gonna come in probably from about this point. I'm gonna bring my pen in here and down like that. So we're starting to draw that torso element in. Now the arm and bicep on this side sort of comes in from about that point there. We just bring a little line in here, and then this matches up. There's a nice little band on the Power Ranger arm on the bicep to tricep, so I'm gonna pop a little curve there. Probably come down from this point, just taper it in a bit there. And around here, just bring it in, taper it down there. And we'll just join that up there. Now we can fill this bit. We've got a little bit of shoulder muscle, so we're gonna pop out that shoulder a little bit here, like that, and then we'll just join it up there. Over this side, I'm gonna just draw a little bicep curve there. The sort of the forearm crease is about here. And right here, I'm gonna just curve it in there where the top part of the arm goes to the midsection of the arm. And then we'll just taper it out. So 1, 2 there. Got another little band here, so let's just draw a little band element in, just curve it around almost like a pipe there. And then I'm gonna come down, we're gonna continue this. We're gonna come down to about here, the wrist area is about there. So I'm gonna bring my pen in here, curve it down there, and bring it in here to about that point there, sort of curving into the wrist area. We'll just draw a little line to denote that there. Just here, we might as well put the hand in. We've got a clenched fist. It sort of comes down here with a thumb, fingers around here, and then back up this way. So I'm gonna come out from that point there. The thumb is around there, up. And from this point, we'll come down. The hand goes to there, knuckles, bring it round in like that, and then we'll curve this around here. And we can just pop a few little lines on the glove to kind of denote it's padded. Cool, okay. I think it's a good idea to do the torso area here next, and a little sword there before we draw this arm. So if I go from this point here, come down here, and about that point there, just draw a line. This then comes out, sort of slight diagonal, and put a line down, diagonal back in, and join that up. Coming out of that, we've just got a little hit of element we can ink. There we go. In the center here, I'm just going to pop a couple of circles. We can be nice and loose with that. And then we can draw the rest of the band of the belt. So it sort of comes up from this point, bring it out, down, curve it around, and over this side, bring it out to the edge here. This pops out a bit from the torso there, and then back over this way here. And on these, we can just draw 2 lines at the top and the bottom. 1, 2, like that. And now I can just draw the lower leg area. So the torso continues here to the hips, sort of pops out here to the legs. We can just taper it off. Same on this side, we'll just come down here, sort of taper down here. Midsection of the legs, probably about there. And we can just draw a hint of the legs coming down that way there. There we go. Maybe a couple of creases in here. There we go, just a little bit of like detail going on there. On this side, I've got the little sword element, so it's touching the belt here. So I'm gonna just do a tapered little squared off, almost like triangle there. Bring it up here. Just grab the other chunky pen, and what I will do with that is just fill that in with the chunkier pen. Cool, and then we've got the hilt of the sword. So I'm gonna just come up this way here, sort of taper in, and then we're gonna come up to about this point here. So I'm gonna bring the pen up there, curve it across and down there. I'm going to put a top element there. There's maybe 3 lines here. At this point we can colour in. Then we've got 1, 2, 3 circular elements, and again we could just colour in the ink around that, and then we could just pop maybe a couple of little rectangular elements there. That's looking pretty good. Right, we've got that in there. Just need to put this arm in. So if we go up to here, we have a little bit of shoulder coming down here, and then we've got another band on the arm. So that band will curve across here. We'll pop it out a bit. The band sort of pops out from the bicep, and we'll bring that in there. The last part of behind the arm sort of goes to that sword element there, and on this side it sort of tapers in here. The crease of the arm is about there, and we'll just bring that out there. And once again we've got another little band, so I'll just bring it out here, curve it in, and that side there. And then I'm going to do the wrist, so I'm going to taper over this way. I'm going to just bring the pencil about this point, and from here we'll just bring it in there, taper it off. And once again we've got a similar situation with the hand. So I've got a thumb coming down here, so let's just draw that in. So that palm, thumb there, crease of the glove sort of goes around this way here, and we'll just bring it up there. And again we've got some little lines we can just pop in there. We just turn that around there. Right, that's the main outline. A couple more bits of detail. We've got a band going around this way, and slight little bit there. So one there, and a little band goes down this way here. So we just swoop that around here, swoop it around there. And then we've got just a bit of detail. So a couple little lines here where there's between the white and the green of our costume. And that little bit sort of comes in down here, clips up there. What I will do is just mark a little line there, and then the stitching line of this Green Ranger just comes down this way, sort of follows the convention down here. So it's quite nice to add a little bit of extra oomph to it. Now down here on this arm, I think this, a little bit of white on there. And then we've got on this, the little glove element, we can go sort of up and down, sort of zigzag it in the pattern. So we're going to come down there, zigzag it up here, down there, back up there. And on this side, I'm just going to go sort of down from that point there, come up here, and then down like that. And you know what? I think I'm pretty happy. Let's just beef up that outline a little bit. So I go around the edge with my chisel tip, just sort of beef up our Power Ranger armour, just go right around the edge. Fill in some of those little gap areas. Just go right around it. Just helps when we've got a load of detail on our character, just to accentuate the outline. Maybe that there. Maybe just down here a little bit as we go up here. Round the belt there. And around and down here. Maybe just around the jaw around here. And then maybe, this is quite a chunky bit, so let's go around the edge here. So we've got that nice popping element around our character. There we go, I might go colour that in. And that is the Green Ranger from Power Rangers, also featuring in the new season of Fortnite. Shock and awesome. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know who I can draw next, and I'll see you again soon. All right, bye for now.